Everybody talks about a new world in the morning. A new world in the morning takes so long. I met a man who had a dream he had since he was 20. I met a man when he was 81. He said too many folks just stay and wait till the morning. Don't they know tomorrow never comes? He would feel tomorrow coming on. When he'd smile, his eyes would twinkle up in fun. Everybody talks about a new world in the morning. A new world in the morning never comes. I can feel a new tomorrow coming on. And I don't know why I have to make a song. Everybody talks about a new world in the morning. A new world in the morning never comes. A new world in the morning takes too long.
Welcome. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Central Oregon. And we do hope you find welcome here. Welcome to sit where you like. Welcome to move as you please. Welcome to embrace joy and sit with discomfort. Welcome to sing loudly or softly, or if you're me, just mouth the words along. Welcome to be here as you are. They, she, he, ze, them, me, you, and all names that be.
We come here to learn more about being in relationship together, how to listen, how to forgive, how to be vulnerable, and how to create trust and compassion in one another. Our young people are always invited to be in worship with us. And on some Sundays, we plan a specific exploration for all ages to enjoy together. Today is one of those Sundays. So we want to remind you that we embrace all sounds, silly ones, sad ones, loud ones, and quiet ones. We also want to let you know that our RE space is open if you'd like to take a break at any time, and that we have rugs in the front and the back if you need floor space to explore. Let us now move into worship with a willingness to be authentic with each other, honest within ourselves, and open to connection in all its forms. Blessed be.
Our opening quote today is by Shel Silverstein. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you're a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer, if you're a pretender, come sit by my fire, for we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in. Our opening song is Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. I hope that you all got cups of Legos. I'm going to invite you to use them as instruments. Put your hands on the bottom and on the top and give it a little shake, and don't let any fly out like I did.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. A joyful noise, open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyous day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Enter, rejoice.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Good morning. Today's chalice lighting words is a poem called Discovering the Fire. Metal cooled is hardened from fire's magic touch, releasing strength and beauty and traits we value much. It emerges in the instance through time and effort spent, bringing forth a power whose goal will not relent. Fire must be tempered, lest it leap its bounds, to be controlled with purpose, so not scorch the ground. But when properly channeled, despite the pain and strife, our world would now be different, for fire gives us life. Thank you. My bad, guys. We now invite you to join in Body or Spirit as we sing Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Good morning. So many good mornings. It's a good morning. My name is Chayla Sloper, and I'm the Congregational Life Facilitator, and I am here to wish a very warm welcome to all who have come to service today, both here in the sanctuary and on Zoom. So a special warm welcome to you. And if this is your first time on Zoom or second, and you'd like to let us know that you're here, please fill out the virtual visitor form, and you can sign up for our communications that way as well. So there's been a little bit of email traffic this week that some folks are not exactly sure of what the ACE is. We refer to the all congregational email, and I just want to make sure that, number one, that where you see an email coming and it has the sermon image, that is the all congregational email, and that's also the vehicle that has a lot of signups, not only information about what's coming, but also the methods for signing up for things. And if you have Gmail, no shade on Gmail, but it may wind up in a different part of your email. So you can do a search just with the word ACE, and hopefully you'll find it. So then I bring your attention to the skyline, and that's what we have here for our immediate events and things going on. So I do want to highlight this Friday is the movie night called Sorry We Missed You. So there's a write-up about it. The movie night has been organized by a team of volunteers, and this is going to be their last movie, at least for the year. And they're recalibrating. We don't know what's going to be happening in the fall. So if the idea of having a movie here or someplace else appeals to you, talk with me, or I can put you in touch with the current movie team. Most exciting next Saturday also is that our XYZ group will have a potluck here. And so if you are receiving communications from the XYZ group, great. And if you're not, there's a sign up at the kiosk. Today, of course, is the annual meeting. And it'll just be about an hour or so. We've scheduled it for 11:15, and it will also be on Zoom. And so there are things to vote on, and the voting will come by email later, but we would like as many members to attend as possible, and everybody else is welcome as well. Let's see. Yes, the Eugene Gay Men's Chorus is going to be here on the weekend of June 24th, and we're still looking for a few homes to provide homestay hospitality for our visitors when they're in town. And they will also be participating in the service on the 25th. Now, this hasn't come out in the ACE yet, but also on the 25th, we will have our Here Comes Summer salad potluck, and it will also be our own congregational farewell for Jonathan Bile, our event manager, who is moving on to other adventures. So that will be the day that we honor him. So I think that's it. We've got the annual meeting today, Friday is the movie night, Saturday XYZ, and there are other opportunities in the ACE. Blessings on your day.
Good morning. My name is Amy Brock, and I'm the Director of Religious Exploration for Children and Youth. And at this time, we have our Time for All Ages. So if you are young or young at heart, you're invited to come and join me down on the rug. And if you'd like to bring your Legos, they can come too. That's so cool. I love it. So many friends coming to join us this morning. Does anybody remember what our theme of the month is? We have a theme that we've been exploring. You do? What is our theme? Creativity. We've been exploring creativity in lots of different ways. And today, that takes us to exploring how we can be creative in community together. And so I wonder, while we're kind of coming to get settled here, if you can think about some of the ways that make you feel happy to be creative in your heart. Just think about that for a moment while we're getting all settled in our space. Well, maybe you thought of something. There are so many ways that we can be creative in the world, and sometimes we can use our creativity to help us do really good things and can help people in really good ways. When we do this, we call it working for justice, and we have a story about that today. So let's get ready for our story. Our story is called Mary Wears What She Wants, and it's by Keith Negley. Once upon a time, but not too long ago, and in some spaces still, only girls were allowed to wear dresses, and only boys were allowed to wear pants. And if you didn't identify as a boy or a girl, our book doesn't say, but they probably had to pick the one that fit the best, or how others thought they should dress. Can you imagine what that might have been like? The only thing that girls could wear were dresses that were uncomfortable. Hot and heavy and hard to breathe in dresses, tied too tight to lean over dresses. It's the way things have always been, and it's the way things will always be, they said. And no one thought that it should be different. Actually, that last part isn't exactly true. Mary thought things should be different, and she had an idea, a very daring idea, a great idea. Mary liked it so much that she went into town to show everyone. It was kind of a big deal, and not everyone liked it. "You're going to regret wearing pants, Mary Walker," they said. "No, I won't," Mary called back. But she kind of did. Mary didn't understand why everyone cared so much about what she wore. They'd never seen a girl wearing pants before, said her father. Sometimes people get scared of what they don't understand. So should I go back to wearing dresses? Asked Mary. I didn't say that, said her dad. That night, Mary didn't get a wink of sleep. The next morning, Mary decided that she didn't like being told what to wear. Pants were just plain better in all sorts of ways. And as she left for school, she discovered that she could walk very fast in pants, which she really liked. But when Mary got to school, it was a bit more of the same, with lots of grown-ups telling her that she should be wearing dresses instead. And she was worried that this might be how things were going to be from now on. I'd like to go to school, please, said Mary. But you're wearing boys' clothes, said the grown-ups. I'm not wearing boys' clothes, I'm wearing my clothes, she said. And that's when she pushed through the door of her school. She was expecting more of the same, except it wasn't the same at all. And it was never the same again, because Mary wore what she wanted, and Mary wore what made her feel good, and that made other people feel empowered to do the same thing. Mary didn't just do this as a little girl, though. She kept wearing pants her whole life, and when people asked her why, she would tell them it was because she wanted to. Later, she added a top hat, and she also wore that with her pants. And did you know that Mary isn't just the person in our story today? She was a real person. She was born in 1832, and she lived in New York. And at that time, people thought that adult women shouldn't go to school and keep learning things. But Mary Edwards Walker did not agree with that either. She became a doctor and a surgeon, and she was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor for her service during the Civil War. And to this day, she's still the only woman who's ever received that award. So cool. Yeah. So I wonder if there are things that you like to wear that make you feel like you. Take a moment and think about that, and then if you'd like, you can share it with a friend around you. What is something that makes you feel like you to wear? Is it okay if I share what I hear? If I hear some words? Okay. I heard flip-flops. Somebody likes to wear flip-flops. Do you want me to share yours? Things that freak out our moms. Oh my goodness. I heard shorts. I heard no shoes. No shoes. Yeah. Oh my goodness, there are so many things that we can choose to wear or not wear that make us feel more like us. Glasses. We like to wear glasses. Cowboy boots. You like to wear sunglasses? Yeah. You like to wear t-shirts and tank tops, short sleeves, and shorts? Yeah, especially when it's warm. That's so fun. Thank you for sharing that with me and for sharing that with your friends. You like wearing tights. That's so cool. Well, in our youth spaces, we sometimes talk about how we might make space for us to like different things. We have something in our covenant that says we don't yuck someone's yum. And that means that if somebody likes something, we don't say, ew, I don't like that. Like if I liked Oreos, you wouldn't say, ew, I don't like that. Because when we make space for everybody to be able to like what they want, then that helps people feel free to be themselves, and it helps them feel loved and accepted. And when we feel loved and accepted in a space, then we can be like Mary and feel like who we are and do really cool things in the world with the support of all of our friends that let us do that. Yeah, we're having a conversation about how we like different kinds of candy in our family down here. And it's true, sometimes we like different kinds of candy and we can have arguments about that, but we can let people have what they want, then we all get to have all the candy, and it's so much fun. Yeah, I know, that's great. All right, we're gonna end our story today, but today is a fun day because it's our youth-led service and our youth wanted to have 2 stories, so we'll have another story later on. But before we move on in our service today, we're going to have our joys and sorrows time. And normally we go to RE and we don't do joys and sorrows, so I'm going to tell you what that is. A joy is something that makes us feel happy inside, and a sorrow is something that maybe makes us feel not quite so happy inside. And when we come together in this space, we can share those things that help us feel happy and sad. So I'm going to give you a minute, if you're here in this space with me, to think about something that maybe made you feel happy this week, or something that made you feel sad this week. And you can think about it just in your head, or you can share it with a friend, or you can share it with me if you want me to share it with all of our friends here in this space. And so we'll just take a couple minutes and think about those things that have made us feel happy or sad this week. Miller says that he's really happy that he got to go to a movie yesterday. I'm really happy that I got to go on a hike yesterday. There was lots of slushy snow to move through. Okay. You want me to share yours? We have a happy joy to share that we went to Brighton Bush Hot Springs this week. That is so fun. All right. Well, thank you for sharing your joys and sorrows in this space. We'll hold them in this container. And now Jazz will share some of our joys and sorrows from our grown-ups. And if you didn't write your joy and sorrow down, you are welcome to light a candle on either side of our space today while Jazz shares.
This first one is, I also share. It's from Noreen Halberstadt, who, if you don't know, is my mother. I am excited and grateful for a large crew coming Monday for 2 days. These hardworking goats will chew down all the invasive weeds and grasses that have taken over our backyard. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Yeah, I'm really excited that we get goats. Just to borrow. Our next one is from Chayla Sloper, and the chalice flowers today are in celebration of spring. Finally, it has arrived. The lilacs are also the ongoing gift of a move-in gift from my fellow gardener, Becky Dabrowski.
Thank you. All right, while we're finishing lighting our candles, we'll let our young people find their way back to their spaces with their Legos, and Jazz will share our next piece with us.
We will now receive today's offering. All of our programs, including our programs for children and youth, are made possible by your support. Some people are able to volunteer their time and talent, and others support us with their donations. All gifts are gratefully received.
have an issue. I'm trying to find some answers in the storybook. I am light just like a dancer, moving gracefully, but then it feels like I'm stuck. There's a door that I cannot seem to open up. I found the lock, I found the key, I found some reasons why. When I'm closest to my dreams, I don't wanna try. I found a hammer and some nails, so it's time to play. Step into the wild. There is a part of me that knows that I'll be just fine. There is a part of me that knows it's all in my mind. There is a part of me that knows that I'll be just fine. Just fine. I have this part of me that always tries to keep me safe. Another part that seems to sign me up for every race. And both sides they fight. Yeah, they try to show who's best, so now I mediate. I'm always stuck cleaning the mess. I found the broom, the time to sweep. I found some reasons why I throw myself down on the ground when every shell starts flying. From way down here, the sky is clear, the ground supports my weight. Step into the wild. There is a part of me that knows that I'll be just fine. There is a part of me that knows it's all in my mind. There is a part of me that knows that I'll be just fine. Just fine. There is a part of me that knows that I'll be just fine. There is a part of me that knows it's all in my mind. There is a part of me that knows that I'll be just fine. Just fine. Hey there, resistance knocking at the door. I'm gonna head out back. Go on and explore. You are persistent. I recall this from the past. There's intention in my heart, so you can't hold me back. There is a part of me that knows that I'll be just fine. There is a part of me that knows it's all in my mind. There is a part of me that knows that I'll be just fine. Just fine. There is a part of me that knows that I'll be just fine. There is a part of me that knows it's all in my mind. There is a part of me that knows that I'll be just fine. Just fine. I have an issue. I'm still trying to find the answers.
Hi, my name is Stevie, and I use she, they pronouns, and I'm going to be reflecting on how I experience creativity for you today. I do a lot of creative things, but most of them are very structured. I like to knit, which uses a pattern, and I like to bake, which uses a recipe. I do make small changes to these things, either to make sure that it fits or that it tastes good, but mostly I'm following another person's instructions on what I'm doing. Recently, I had the opportunity to participate in something called Rubbish Renewed, which is a fashion show where all of the garments are made out of trash, and it's a fundraiser for my school. This type of creativity was really new to me, and I wasn't even sure I wanted to do it because I didn't know if I was going to be able to come up with an idea, but once I decided to, I was shocked by how quickly I did come up with an idea and how much I loved the idea I came up with. The unfortunate part about that was that the idea I chose was not feasible with just my skill level in sewing and the amount of materials that I had. So this was the first of many edits that I had to make to my design. I changed it so that I could actually be able to do it. And I actually liked my next design better. And every time I changed it, I found that I really just loved everything that I came up with. I worked a lot on my design right at the beginning, but then I had a month where it was really busy and I didn't do much with it. The deadline came up really quickly, and I had to decide whether or not I wanted to stick with it. But I was so proud of everything I'd done so far that I decided I was going to stick with it, and I did a bunch of work to make sure it was ready to submit to the judges. I'm really glad I did, because I got into the fashion show. I walked it last night, which is why my voice is really very hoarse. A lot of my friends were in it as well, so I was cheering them on. This type of creativity was really different for me, like I mentioned, because it was completely my own. I wasn't following anyone else's directions on what I wanted to do. It was all my ideas and all things that I had come up with. Of course, I took inspiration from other dresses and other things that had been on the Rubbish Renewed runway before, but mostly it was from me. It was also different because it's a lot more fluid than I was used to. I wasn't following a really strict structure of like, what am I gonna do next, or a set of steps. I had to sort of move with the garment and decide what needed to be done next so I could move on. And I had to change a lot of things along the way to make sure that it turned out how I wanted it to. This mattered to me, this experience mattered to me because it reminded me how much creativity can be a part of your self-expression. Whether or not you mean for it to, if you're creating something, it does reflect a part of you. And putting that out into the world is terrifying. I walked my dress in front of hundreds of people, and I was scared out of my mind, but I was also so proud. This was a part of me. This reflected a bit of who I was in my design. And that made it so that I could really say, I made this is mine, and I'm proud of it, which I hadn't been able to do in the past. I would always say, oh, it was just a good pattern, or it was just a good recipe. Another part of why this mattered to me is because it reminded me of how much creativity can be part of your self-care. My dress, like I mentioned, got changed a lot along the way, which meant that I really had to be in the moment and focusing on what I was doing versus any other problems or issues I was facing outside of my sewing, including making this sermon. Yeah, so I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I think that it was a really cool experience, and I think that everyone should get the chance to do something creative that they can be proud of. Yeah, thank you.
Hi. My name is Lainey. My pronouns are she, her. And I'm just talking a little bit about creativity and what it means to me, what does it even mean to be creative? Because growing up, it was always what my brother did. I was never the creative one. It was him playing with Legos, because he could make anything with just his imagination and like a handful of Legos. Like I'm talking anything. Or he went to art school at USC when he was 10. Like he was so creative, and I just never understood how he could do this, like how he could be so creative. The dictionary will tell you that creativity is the use of imagination or original ideas, especially in the production of an artistic work, which I know it's tacky to use the dictionary definition, but I mean, it works. To me, creativity is the way one expresses himself, just building on what Stevie said. My creative outlet has always been how I look. I get my nails done all the time. I wear what I want, even if others don't like it. And last year alone, I bought 11 pairs of shoes. To you, I might sound crazy, but honestly, I just use my appearance to show people who I am and how I want to be seen. The thought process that goes into every nail design and hairstyle and the pair of shoes that I buy, outfits, it's how I express myself to others. I want everyone to just take a couple seconds and think about what creativity means to you. And if you want to, you can share with the person next to you what it means. Okay. Most everybody here probably thought of something different than the person next to you. That's the best part about creativity. It's whatever you want it to be. And I mean, the definition is literally an original idea. You know, something that I didn't realize until I was writing this is that in addition to everyone having a different perspective on creativity, everyone can have multiple outlets and a different way of expressing themselves. With that being said, I wanted to mention that I spent so much time trying to define creativity in a sentence or a couple of words, just what it meant to me, that I forgot to think about what I was defining. I'm defining my creativity. It can be whatever I want it to be, but no matter what it is, it's beautiful, and no matter what yours is, it's beautiful too. Thank you.
While creativity can be fun and empowering, it's not always easy, as we heard from our youth. For our next exploration of creativity, I'm going to need some helpers. I need 6 friends to come and be crayons with me. Do we have any crayon participants? And that's not a lot of crayons, so if you're feeling kind of waxy in your body from sitting, feel free to move your body around. You can pretend to be any color of crayon that you'd like, and shake out all of those waxy wiggles that you might have while we get our crayons up here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you have a couple more crayons? I need 2 more crayons. And you can be a crayon at any age. You have a crayon? One more. Right. Jackson. All right, so my crayons are going to stand here and they are going to represent our crayons in the story. And when it gets to your part, when I call your crayons color, you can feel free to move your body and kind of act out how you think the crayon that I'm reading about feels. All right, are we ready? Do we have all of our crayons up here? All of our crayons? We could, if we need to take turns with crayons, we could like wear a hat for a little while and then switch too. That would work, yeah. Okay, for our crayon story. One day in class, Duncan went to take his crayons out and he found a stack of letters with his name on them. The first letter was from red crayon. Where's red crayon? Do I have a red crayon here? You might need to. Yeah, his first letter was from red crayon, and it said, "Hey, we need to talk." It said, "You're making me work harder than all of your other crayons. All year long, I wear myself out drawing fire engines and strawberries and everything else that's red. I even have to work on holidays. I have to color all the Christmas things and all the Valentine's things, and I feel like I really need a rest. Your friend, Red Crayon." The second letter was from purple crayon. It said, "All right, listen. I love that I'm your favorite crayon for grapes and dragons and wizard hats, but it makes me feel bad that all of my gorgeous color goes outside of the lines. If you don't start coloring inside of the lines, I'm going to completely lose it. Your friend, Purple Crayon." The third letter was from green crayon. Come on up, green crayon. It said, "Dear Duncan, as a green crayon, I am writing for 2 reasons. One, to say I like my work with loads of crocodiles and trees and dinosaurs and frogs. I have no problems and wish to congratulate you on a successful coloring green career so far. The second reason I write is for my friends Yellow Crayon and Orange Crayon, who are no longer speaking to each other. Both crayons feel that they should be the color of the sun. Please go and settle this soon, because we can't go on like this. Your happy friend, Green Crayon. The fourth letter was from Yellow Crayon. It said, "Dear Duncan, Yellow Crayon here. I need you to tell Orange Crayon that I am the color of the sun." I would tell him, but we are no longer speaking. I can prove that I'm the color of the sun, too. Last Tuesday, you used me to color in the sun in your Happy Farm coloring book. In case you've forgotten, it's on page 7. You can't miss me. I'm shining down brilliantly on the field of yellow corn. Your pal and true color of the sun, Yellow Crayon. The fifth letter was from Orange Crayon. It said, "Dear Duncan, I see that Yellow Crayon already talked to you, the big whiner. Anyway, could you please tell Mr. Tattletale that he is not the color of the sun? I would, but we are no longer speaking. We both know that I am clearly the color of the sun because on Thursday you used me to color both the zookeeper and the Day at the Zoo pages in your coloring book. Aren't you glad I'm here? Haha, your pal and the real color of the sun, Orange." The sixth letter was from Blue Crayon. It said, "Dear Duncan, it's been great being your favorite color this year, and the year before that. I have really enjoyed all things rivers and oceans and lakes and raindrops and rain clouds and clear skies. But the bad news is that I am now so short and stubby. I can't even see the railing of the crayon box anymore. I think I need a break. Your very stubby friend, Blue Crayon." Well, poor Duncan, he just wanted to color, so he decided that he wanted his crayons to be happy. And so he got an idea. He decided to draw a picture using all of them, and it looked like this. When Duncan showed his picture to his teacher, she gave him an A. All of his crayons were happy. The end. Oh, all right, so I have one more challenge for you. So we are going to do a Lego challenge. I'm going to let my crayons go back to their seats, and you can keep your crayon hat if you want to until the end of the service. So I'm going to let my crayons go back to their seats, and we have a Lego challenge. So my friends that are on the sides of the wall, you are going to make something and pass it to the person next to you. That person is going to pass it to the person next to them, and you're just going to keep adding Legos to it until it ends up in the middle of the aisle. And then as we get closer to the end of our time together, I'm going to have someone pick them up and come bring them up here. Does that make sense? Cool. All right. Person on the end starts it, we pass it down, and then we end up with a little Lego creation here in the aisle. All right. We could make it even more of a challenge by seeing how fast we could go. Yes, thank you. We are going to build a big Lego creation on each aisle. So the person on the end starts it by making something. They pass it to the person next to them. They add their Legos. The person next to them adds their Legos. And eventually it gets to the end of the aisle and all the Legos in the aisle, or all the Legos from the aisle, are in one big creation in the middle. This is so exciting. I love watching this happen from up here. Go, Legos, go. While we're working on our Legos, I will just share a little bit about how I love that Duncan was very creative in helping all of his crayon friends feel loved and valued by making that picture with all of them. I bet that made them feel so happy inside. I would imagine that it's not easy being a crayon, probably for all the reasons that our crayon friends named and some others. Can you think of some reasons why it might be hard to be a crayon while you're putting your Legos together? You could melt in the sun? Oh my goodness. I like colors, but I think it would be very hard to be a crayon. Yeah, just. How are we doing? Is it hard or easy to put the Legos together? It's hard? Oh no. I was going to talk about how creativity can be hard sometimes, but I didn't know that we were experiencing it in this moment together. That's kind of an exciting thing to explore. But I know that we can do hard things when we work together. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Okay, I'm going to supervise. Okay. All right. If your row is finished, could you raise your hand so that I know how many we're waiting on? We have one more. Elliot, can you go grab that one? There's a lady holding one up. Can you go grab that one from her? Do you see her? She's holding it. All right, we got 2 Legos. Can you go grab Legos? Got a couple more. Got some friends coming to get them. Nice. This is so exciting. It's a whole city of Legos. Could be a city. Could be a lot of other things too. All right. We'll all have a chance to look at our Lego creations at the end. Yeah. This is cool. All right. So our youth sometimes say that they feel a little bit like crayons, and they feel a little bit maybe like the Legos that we put together, because they look kind of like adults, but they're still very much young people who need space to grow and run and play and be. And it's funny, you can't always tell how something or somebody feels just by looking at it. Sometimes you have to have a conversation with it, and we all need to have space to be able to have people around us to listen to us as we learn and grow and explore together. If you could manage now, your legs were in. about what your favorite thing is to give, and you put that on your cup. And we'll share our cups with each other when we go to coffee hour after the service. So while the band is playing their song that they have creatively chosen to share with us, thanks to our youth, put your ideas about your creativity on your cup.
I can be brown, I can be blue, I can be violet sky, I can be hurtful, I can be purple, I can be anything you like. I can be brown, I can be blue, I can be violet sky, I can be hurtful, I can be purple, I can be anything you like. I can be brown, I can be blue, I can be violet sky, I can be hurtful, I can be purple, I can be anything you
can
like.
sing too.
I can be brown, I can be blue, I can be violet sky, I can be hurtful, I can be purple, I can be anything you like. I can be brown, I can be blue, I can be violet sky, I can be hurtful, I can be purple, I can be anything you like. I can be brown, I can be blue, I can be violet sky, I can be hurtful, I can be purple, I can be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I can be brown, I can be blue, I can be violet sky, I can be hurtful, I can be purple, I can be anything you like. I can be brown, I can be blue, I can be violet sky, I can be hurtful, I can be purple, I can be anything you like.
Our closing words come from Eric Williams. It is called, "Blessed is the Path." Blessed is the path on which you travel. Blessed is the body that carries you upon it. Blessed is your heart that has heard the call. Blessed is your mind that discerns the way. Blessed is the gift that you will receive by going. Truly blessed is the gift that you will become on the journey. May you go forth in peace.
We're now going to say our congregational covenant, if we can see it. There we are. Okay. Love is the spirit of this fellowship, and service is its law. This is our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Thank you.
As you leave today, while our band plays, we invite you to come and explore our Lego creation up here with your eyes and maybe not destroy it until everyone's gotten to see it. And we also invite you to share those creative things that you put on your cups with each other and maybe with our youth during our coffee hour together. Thank you so much.